Today I'm going to be reviewing Lifebirds. This is a field guide app and lets you keep track of all the birds that you've seen from all over the world if you want to. To add a new sighting of a bird, you can click on Sightings, and as you can see, this shows the birds that are in North America. So to set it to the birds that can be found around the world, you can just click on this little gear button and have it on the world list. But because I haven't seen birds from all around the world, I'm going to use the North America one. And then you can just scroll down until you find the bird that you've seen and tap on the name. And I picked a crow because I have seen crows before. And to add and you can either view that old sighting or add a new sighting of the bird, which I'm doing right now. And if you know the subspecies of that bird, then you can add the subspecies. You can change the date, so if you saw it before and you didn't have your phone with you, then you can add it on that day instead. You can add the time that you saw it, and here's a really cool part, how many there were. So if you saw, so it automatically thinks that you don't know what sex the bird was. And you can just hit, and as you can see way down here at the bottom, it has a little 1. So that means you saw one bird. And you can just hit the plus button to add another bird, minus button to get rid of them. And of course you can add birds from all these different spots. But if you really don't want to click a whole lot and you see a bunch of birds, you can just hit the Add 10 button, and it will add 10 of the unknown sex birds. Once you're done logging how many birds you saw, you can hit the little back arrow, and then you can pick the location that you saw it at, and it has preset locations. You can pick the location, but it's preset, and if you want to, you can create a new location. And I'm just going to pick Indiana for now, and then hit Use. And you can also pick out the exact coordinates that you saw it at, and it can even pick out your coordinates if you let it. You can add notes about the bird, so if it was a really cool bird and you want to take a lot of notes about it, or if it was something you never saw before, then you can just type up a note about it. And you can even use your voice to log all of these things. And once you're done, you hit Save, and now it has that saved as a new setting of that bird. To set a location, you just go back to the home area, press Locations, and hit Create a New Location. And you get to pick the name of your location, and you can pick, and you have to pick the world, region, and the country, but if you just want to leave it at that, then you can. Or you can continue and go all the way down to what city the bird was in, or the area is in. So if you just want to keep track of what cities you've seen certain birds in, you can do that. And then of course you save it. Then you can go to Lists, and you can create a new list, and you can pick when that list will start, for example today, and when that list will end, which could also be today if you want it to. And you can also pick what area that list will be in, so you can pick what country it'll be in, for example. And you can also pick which families of birds it will be. So if you want to pick out like just hummingbirds, then you can do that. You can also have it to list all of your sightings, or just the unique birds. Then when you're done, hit Generate List, and it will. But you can only have one list at a time, I believe, and it will just keep track of the birds on that list. You can also create a custom checklist, so you can just add certain birds to that list if you want. And on there you can have multiple lists. if you want to view all the birds on your list, you can just hit View Statistics, and this will show you the full number of birds that you've logged and all the different species. To get back to the home area without having to click the back button a million times, you can also just click on this little house, and it will take you right back to home. I can't talk about all the cool features of this app on this review, it will take too long, but the people who created this app have a YouTube video on it. So if you want to learn how to use it, you can go watch that. You can also go to the Info and Help area, and there's a little Help button. So if you need to know how to do something, you can click on, then you can pick out which one of these you need to look at. There's list options, which is the same thing that I told you that I was talking about earlier, where you can have the world list or just the North American list. And I forgot to mention earlier, you can also select how it displays the birds in what order it displays them. So you can have it by their first name or by their last name and so forth. And that's it. This app is really useful, especially if you're trying to keep track of the birds on your list that you've seen all over the world. So, thank you.